Hello again, I'm Mr. Davies from Our Ladies. I hope you're all well and keeping safe. I hope you all enjoyed the video last week with the flatbreads. I hope some of you got a chance to give it a go. I'm still adoring you with Barbie. You can see they're fast asleep in the bottom corner of the screen, dozing in the sun. This week I thought we would give scones a go. There's two reasons why. One reason is that I think when the sun's shining, everybody enjoys to sit down, have a scone and a cup of tea. The second reason is, it's actually a secret, I'm going to tell you at the end why I've decided to do the scones. We're going to do two types of scone, a sweet scone and a savoury scone. Some of you might have done scones before at school or at home, but these might be a little bit different with there being two options to pick from, so you can maybe have a go. We'll go through it step by step again and we'll get going.
So this week we're making our scones and we've got options if you're making them sweet or savoury. And the basic ingredient for the scones, before you decide if you're doing one or the other, are 250 grams of self-raising flour. If you don't have self-raising flour, you can use plain flour and add 1 teaspoon of baking powder. You need 40 grams of margarine or butter, and you need 125 mils of milk. If you're going to give the sweet scones a try, then you need 25 grams of sugar, any kind, so caster or granulated. And your optional ingredients, if you want to use fruit yoghurt, so say for example a cherry yoghurt or a strawberry yoghurt, which will give the scones a bit of colour and a bit more flavour, you could replace the milk with fruit yoghurt. So that would be 125 mils. And also you need to decide if you are putting in cherries, so that could be glacier cherries, fresh cherries, blueberries, currants, apple. You could chop an apple up really fine and add half of that into it. You could add chocolate chips, fudge pieces, and that would be 75 grams. For the savoury scones, you need 75 grams of cheese, so that's cheddar or parmesan. And then the options again are 1 teaspoon of mustard, any kind, 1 slice of ham or a rasher of bacon cooked, so you can slice it up into small pieces. And you could add some mixed herbs, some spices, whatever you've got, that's up to you to pick and choose. So I would say 2 pinches, so that's what you can fit in between your finger and thumb. So again, if you can get all these things measured out and weighed so that you're ready to go when you start cooking. The equipment you'll need for your scones is a large bowl, a teaspoon, a fork, a small tub or a cup, a baking tray, a biscuit cutter or a glass to cut out the scones if you've not got a biscuit cutter, a jug for your yogurt or your milk, weighing scales. Remember, you can pause, rewind, fast forward the video at any point if there's anything you've missed.
Always be careful when using a knife for chopping and using the oven. Remember, it is always okay to ask for help. Right, so for the savoury scone, it's made in the same way as a sweet scone. You start off by making a plain scone, so that's just got its flour and its butter or margarine and the milk, and then you can then swap and adapt if you want it to be sweet or savoury. So we're going to start by rubbing the butter or the margarine, whichever you're using, into the flour. You're rubbing them together with your fingers and your thumbs like that. You're not using the palms of your hand, because the palms of your hands are much warmer. I'm sure some of you have done this at school. They'll melt the butter or the margarine if you start rubbing it in the palm of your hand. So you're just going to keep rubbing using your fingertips, getting rid of all the lumps, And for my savoury scones, the butter I've used some of my garlic butter I had left from last week from the flatbreads. You can shake your bowl, and any lumps you've got will come to the top.
Until it looks like breadcrumbs.
And I always think the savoury scones are quite good because not everybody likes sweet things. So these are quite good. And these are quite good because you can have them for your lunch or just as a bit of a snack. I think I'm there, so I can just get some bits off my hands. And I'm going to add the milk a bit at a time because you might not need it all, or you might need a little bit extra. But if you pour it all in to start with and you end up with a sloppy mixture, you can't take it away, so you're going to add it a little bit at a time. And like last week when we did our flatbreads, I'm just going to use my fingers and my thumb just to bring it together, just so it's not going to end up all over your hands. So I'm just going to keep adding it. And you want it to come together into a dough like we did with the flatbreads. You mix them. You see it's clumping together now. The bowl will be clean. Right, so I've not brought it all together yet. Can you see it's still a bit loose? So what I'm going to do now is add the extra bits. So I've got my herbs, which is a couple of pinches, what you can fit in between your finger and your thumb. So I've added them. It's up to you what you use. I've got my teaspoon of mustard. It's up to you what mustard you use. You can use any. If you don't want to add mustard, that's fine. But remember, when you add it with a recipe, it's not like having mustard on a sandwich where you think, oh, it's quite strong. When it's mixed in with everything, it's not that strong. I cut some bacon up. I cooked it in a pan before, or if you've got some ham, you can put some ham in. But again, that's up to you, it's optional. Cheese. So I've got some blue cheese I had in the fridge. You could use cheddar. You could use parmesan. It's up to you what you use, so I'm just going to break that up. But yeah, I've got some blue cheese here. Again, some people are not keen on blue cheese because they think it's quite strong, but when it's mixed in within the scones, mixed in with all the other flavours, it won't be as strong and as overpowering as if you ate a piece of it on its own. So I've got all my rest of my ingredients in there now, and I'm just going to bring all that together. The mustard's quite good because it gives it a lovely colour as well as flavour. It gives it a lovely colour. So can you see my bowl now? It's near enough clean. I'm going to bring that together. See all the herbs, the bacon, the mustard. So I'm just going to lift that at the bowl. You don't have to knead like we did with the flatbread too much, you can just flatten it out. Like so, mix that so it's a chef but it's going on the edge. Flatten it out. You want it where you flatten it out to a little bit thinner than the side of your hand. So put your hand against that. I couldn't find my cutters, like biscuit cutters, food cutters. So I'm going to use a glass. You can use, if you've got some, you can use them. You can use whatever. If you wanted to just rip them and shape them into your own shape, you can. It's up to you. So I'm going to cut them out. I've got a baking tray here. I'm going to place them on a baking tray, like so. So I've got them all on my tray. I've got 5. If you've got 6, that's fine, but you want them all of the same size. You don't want a fat one that's going to be raw because it's not cooked enough, and a thin one that's burnt. So you want them all the same size, and then they will cook evenly at the same time. I've got some milk in a little pot, so I'm just going to rub the top with a bit of milk, and that'll make the tops nice and golden. Like so, and then I'm going to put them in the oven for about 15 minutes, 12-15 minutes, just under 200, and I'll keep checking them, and when they're golden brown and risen, I'll take them out.
So once they're out of the oven, then you can let them cool on a cooling rack, and then they're ready to assemble.
Right, so my savoury scones have cooled down. I'm going to put them together now with the different bits. It's up to you how you finish them, but this is just an idea maybe you can have a go at. So I'm going to very carefully slice down the middle. See the marbling inside from the mustard colour. So I've got some cream cheese that I put into a piping bag. If you haven't got a piping bag, that's fine. You can just use a spoon and spread it on with a knife. If you have got a piping bag, you could have a little go at piping. So I've just got some normal cream cheese. I'm just going to pipe around the edge, into the middle. The middle, and then I've got some rocket. I could use some lettuce, it's up to you what you use, but even if you just have them plain, it's totally up to you, but I just think adding a bit of rocket, it just gives it a bit of colour. And then I've sliced some cherry tomato as well. And then just place the lid on, get a little press, and that's that one's done. So for the fruity scones, exactly the same process as the savoury scones. You've got your flour, you're going to add your margarine or butter. This time you're going to add your sugar, and you're going to rub in like you did before. So now I've brought it all together. I'm going to add my fruit. And I've used frozen blueberries. I had them in the freezer, but it's up to you. If you've got fresh, you can use fresh. Now for this, you're just folding and pressing the blueberries into it. You don't want to mush it too much, because you will end up popping all the blueberries. So just going to bring it all together. Right, they're all on the tray. I've added a bit of milk to the tops, and they're ready for the oven.
So once they come out of the oven and they're lovely and golden, you can let them cool and set them aside.
So I've decided, because these the blueberry ones have got fruit in, I've decided I'm going to keep them quite plain. So I've sliced them down the middle, like we've done with the others, and I'm just going to add some butter. Put the lids on. Simple as that. Last one, the yoghurty scone. Exactly the same process as the others. You'll know it by now. Add your butter and your flour and your sugar. Rub that in. So I'm all rubbed in. There's that breadcrumbs. Now I'm going to use the yoghurt. So instead of the milk, how before you added 125 ml of milk, you can use a yoghurt. And if you're not keen on big pieces of fruit in things, so like blueberries, or if you added carrots or something, you can still get the fruity flavour and the colour by using a yoghurt. So I'm going to add the majority of it, and I'm going to leave a little bit behind because I might not need it all. Exactly the same as we did with the milk. Just going to bring it together. So this will have more of a fruity flavour in the actual scone dough because it's flavoured with the yoghurt. it all together. The yoghurt ones are brushed with milk, and I'm going to put them in the oven again for 12-15 minutes, something like that. Just keep checking them until they're golden brown. Remember, if you need help with the oven, get somebody at home to help you. If you're not feeling that confident, put them in the oven. I'm going to get cleaned up, I'm going to wipe down, get washed up. It's the same with you. Don't forget, get cleaned up, get washed up, ready for them coming out of the oven. So for the yoghurt scones, I'm going to repeat the same process. I'm going to slice them down the middle. And the other one, you can get somebody to help you at home to slice them down the middle if you need a bit of help. So with the yoghurt scones, I've decided I am going to put some cream and some jam. I've put some double cream in a bowl and I've whisked it up, and I've added a teaspoon of icing sugar, and then I've put it in a piping bag. Like I said before, if you haven't got a piping bag, that's fine, you can just use a spoon or a knife to spread it on. So I'll add my cream. I'm never sure which way is the right way, cream first or jam first. I'm sure Mrs. Hall will let us know which way she thinks is the right way. So I'll put my cream on, and then I've put some jam in a bowl, and I've just softened it a bit by whisking it up with a fork, just so it's not as lumpy. And then I'm going to add a dollop of jam into the middle, like that. On. Like I say, you don't have to do this, you can leave them plain, it's totally up to you. Right, so I'm done. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're going to give the scones a go, if that's the sweet scones or the savoury scones. I've turned my different variety of scones into a little afternoon tea. I was said at the beginning about a second reason that it was a secret why I'd done a little afternoon tea and done the scones. It's because it's a special day today. It's actually Barbara's birthday today, and she's 4. Now she can't have afternoon tea, but for a treat, because it's her birthday, I got her a lovely bone from the butcher's.
Barbara's got a bone, I think she's happy. Happy birthday, Barbara. Right, I'm going to go and have my afternoon tea. Thank you for watching, see you next week.